Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back with a movie reaction today. This is Black Adam. This is a movie starring The Rock. It came out in theaters, like a month or two ago? But it is now on Amazon Prime, so I bought it and I'm gonna watch it, and hopefully you guys enjoy this movie. I have been spoiled a little bit, only on the post-credit scene. I know what happens and who appears in the post-credit scene, because when it happened, it like blew up on every corner of the internet. It was pretty much impossible to not know that happened. So when Henry Cavill appears in the post-credit scene of Black Adam, I know that it's happening. So my reaction to that moment isn't like, whoa, like it's because I'm aware. But thoughts going into this movie. The trailers that I've seen in this movie make it look visually pretty good. Not to necessarily compare it to a Marvel movie, but I don't know, the visual aesthetic, it seems like it was based on the trailer that it was filmed in 8K compared to 1080p for a Marvel movie. But that could just be, the whatever visual style they're going for. I don't know, but the trailers make it look visually really good. I'm kind of meh on The Rock as an actor in general. I kind of put him in the same category as Gal Gadot, where I don't think they're actually good actors. They just kind of play themselves in every role. Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, Kevin Hart, Gal Gadot, they all just play themselves in various roles, and so I'm curious to see how that translates to this movie, because I know The Rock has been trying to get this movie made for a long time. It's kind of been a personal passion project for him. I think the first thing that came out about him being cast as Black Adam came back before 2010. I feel like it was 2007 when that article came out. So this is a 15-year in the making movie, and we're gonna see if it's good or not. I've heard contrasting reviews, so I've heard it's good and I've heard it's bad. So I'm kind of going in with an open mind of what I think about it, and we'll see at the end. So before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description below. But otherwise, let's check out Black Adam.
Before Rome, before Babylon, before the pyramids, there was Khandaq.
Okay. Khandaq. Fictional country, obviously.
But then
the Fire Nation arrived.
King Acton. Obsessed with dark magic, Acton's real goal was to forge the crown of Sabak.
The crown of Sabak.
To make the crown, he needed Eternium, a rare
Eternium?
magic properties found only in Khandaq. So he enslaved his own people.
It's like in Avatar when the metal is named unobtainium. Dang, he got that pretty easily. What are they? Oh, he's gonna kill him. Here's your reward. Yeet. Oh, just stabbed him. That's not as fun. Oh, yes, okay. Rad. That's The Rock. You can tell by the wrinkles on the back of his head. Yeah, that's The Rock. I wonder how they did that. Oh, is this like a Is this like a cultural thing that they all do?
They thought they were getting a martyr. Instead,
Fine.
they got a miracle. The Council of Wizards
From Shazam.
We got some money.
sought to restore the balance. Entered a boy into a champion.
Shazam!
Today, Khandaq is occupied by international mercenaries, the Intergang.
Ooh.
Watch where you're going. You know the drill. Back of the line.
Continuity. Wonder Woman comic. Okay, so we're looking for that chick.
Adriano, we're clear.
Wow. It's not a very... I feel like if they would have checked that van, they would have found her pretty easy. Hey.
What are you doing?
I want to come with you.
You know it's too dangerous.
Oh, you guys know each other?
Your time will come one day, but not today, son.
Oh, snap. Okay, you're his mom?
Are you coming?
Hey, bad knee. I'll keep watch.
Okay, so someone definitely is going to betray her, right? One of these two dudes is not on the up and up.
Men were given the gift of magic, but their hearts were too easily corrupted.
Makes sense. Men are, as a species, aren't great. How did you guys get in here so easily?
What happened to Ishmael?
Great. Don't worry. I'll find them.
Oh. Oh, snap. Okay.
I can't hear you. What are you saying?
Oh, snap. Okay, Ishmael is like
It's a tomb.
the most obvious bad guy in the history of bad guys. Dang, no one's found this place? I feel like people would have found this spot by now. It's like remarkably unburied in sand. You gonna jump? Knock off Laura Croft.
It's over. Now,
Oh no.
say goodbye to your brother.
Oh, that's her brother.
5, 4, 2, 1.
I'm over here.
Let him get to one.
You let him get to one. Yeah, that dude's a bad guy. You can tell by every time they look at him. He's got a bad guy face on him.
Mightiest of mortals, God of gods, 6 immortal elders by name. What? Shazam!
How do they not see the floor start glowing and just shoot her?
Who the hell is that?
It's the Rock.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Yeah, he's fully aware. Oh. God dang, dude. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna do anything. Oh god. See, this is reminiscent of weirdly like the Zack Snyder action with Wonder Woman and Superman. Jesus. Oh my god, just rip that guy's arm off.
Ishmael!
Skun Ishmael. Oh god. God dang it. He is like just a visceral being. Violent to his core. All right, let's see what two helicopters can do. Is it paint it black? Fitting. Don't think it worked. What if I just killed him? Roll credits. Jesus. None shall survive. He hasn't said a word so far either. Okay. The window and I want it painted black. Fitting song choice. This is kind of like the Quicksilver scenes in the X-Men movies. Probably where they took the inspiration. What's that in that guy's mouth? Oh. Jesus. Oh. God, this is violent.
Stop the vent!
Hey. Yep. Facts. Roll up the windows. Just ignore him. You're in a bad neighborhood. Lock the door as well.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket?
He did. Yep. That's an Eternium rocket. He got cut.
God willing, we won't see him again.
You definitely would. Yep, immediately. Some of the dialogue in this movie is a little little cheesy.
I told you to make it look real, not to punch me in the face.
Yeah, we knew this guy was we knew he was a bad guy.
This being is somehow able to harness.
What do you think?
I
Hey.
think this loose cannon needs to be locked down before innocent people start getting hurt. Maxine Uncle, aka Cyclone.
Cyclone.
Al Rothstein, nephew to the original Outer Smasher. He inherited his own.
Noah Centineo.
Kid's been out of action for a little while, but I can't do this without him. Takes magic to fight magic, and the man's got nearly god-level powers.
Dr. Fate. Okay. And he's Hawkman. So Dr. Fate can tell the future? Okay, so Dr. Fate's rich as hell. Oh no, Hawkman is rich as hell.
Pretty cool. You got any snacks?
That's a good question.
Smash Adams.
Yeah, does this have snacks here? Or are they supposed to pack their own? How long are they going to be gone? Do they have like per diem to get food? It's kind of like it's like the X-Gen in the X-Men movies.
We could help each other.
Move.
I'm on, by the way.
I didn't ask for your name.
How do you know English?
5,000 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how long
brother.
we were told until my mom woke you up.
Where did you learn English?
Check, flying check, and lightning thing. That's a big check.
This feels like they're trying to emulate that one kid from Shazam. Clint Eastwood.
Life is the only path to death.
No shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe she has it backwards.
We could really use a superhero right about now.
I'm no hero.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero.
You're our only hope.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Brother! Use the door. Why?
Wizards.
Why would you do that? Black Adam's never heard of doors.
Men in my tomb, they were your enemies.
Yes?
Then your enemies have vanquished. Condemned to the eternal sleep of the damned.
Okay, rad.
Destroy your enemy and all he cares about. Make him beg for mercy, but deny it until his final breath.
Interesting, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Do not want you teaching my son violence.
Who do you want to teach him violence then?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, who do you want to teach him violence? Someone's got to teach him violence.
Please, help us.
My brother in Christ, have you ever heard of a door?
Change your name.
Death Adam is a very strong man.
It's a little outdated, and you definitely need a catchphrase. Something blackout badass to say.
I don't like this kid.
My point is, you could be famous. Magazines, lunchboxes, video games, and the superhero industrial complex is worth a lot of money.
It is, but I don't like this kid. Again, brother, doors. What are you doing?
You don't have to raise your hand.
Question, if he's so powerful, how are we supposed to stop him?
If we can get him to say the word Shazam, Death Adam will lose his power.
Why would he say that?
From the footage you showed us, he doesn't really seem like a peacefully negotiating kind of guy.
Yeah, facts.
Look alive.
Like their entire plan is to talk to him and hope that he just depowers. Probably, yeah. There's something more to the backstory that we're not being told. What is the significance of the triangle? Who are you yelling "there he is" to? You're the only guy here. Oh, hello. Yeah. Goodbye. Jesus. Emulating Clint Eastwood. The good and the bad and the ugly. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Oof. Oof.
You just dropped the
Shit.
I would assume that these guys are the bad guys. If they showed up like this and then rescued the evil soldiers that I was killing. Okay, yep, all of their clothes just ripped off their body and they still hit the ground. There's no way those guys live.
We're the Justice Society. Our mission is to protect global stability. We're here to restore peace to Khandaq. And we will use force.
Why didn't you show up when Intergang was doing their thing? I feel like they're being pretty heavy-handed and not giving a lot of options here. It's like the mirror dimension. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Hawkman's pretty strong. Taking on Black Adam. He's doing a little bit of work too. They think Black Adam's gonna take on Superman? Get out of town. Although we don't even know if The Rock's plans for the DC universe going forward is gonna gel with what James Gunn wants. Hey, that scaffolding is necessary to keep that up. He just doesn't care. Dang.
I'll be right there.
People are gonna get hurt. Ooh.
I can't hold it much longer.
Shadow clones. It's like Naruto.
I'm coming. I'm zeroing in on your location.
You are not. You went the complete wrong way. Dang. So many people could get hurt. Ooh. Just knocked you unconscious, brother. I feel like they have to examine at a certain point that the public has a very different perception of him than they do.
We have been living under military occupation for 27 years and never seen you before. You didn't come when Intergang invaded our country?
Why is this scene cutting so much?
Now, we finally have our own hero and you decide to fly down here and save us?
Why is it 18 different angles for her to say?
Oh, and second,
Jesus Christ, stop cutting.
Let me spell it out for you. Teth
I
Adam can't
like
be
what she's
Khandaq's
saying, but
champion.
why do we keep cutting to 18 different angles?
But I can assure you that my team.
I am so sorry. Was that expensive?
It had historical significance.
When we get back to the ship,
Yes, sir.
me and you.
Say that his rage nearly destroyed Khandaq. And we flew all the way over here to stop it from happening again.
They say that you didn't come here to seek justice.
Revenge. Ooh, I wonder if his son actually died.
That you came to exact revenge.
Interesting. So maybe his son died and he was given the power instead?
Your power grew until it became uncontrollable.
Dang.
I never said I was a hero. I never claimed to be anything.
That's fair.
It used to be great.
Run, Amon, run!
Oh! Okay, so he's gonna die.
More fighting won't solve this.
I disagree.
Me too.
Looks like we found common ground.
This can only end one way.
I feel like you need to call in some more highly powered individuals.
Ishmael's dead.
No, he shot Uncle Kareem.
He's after the crown. I'm begging you, please, save my son.
He's down for that. Yeah, he'll do that. Because I'm guessing his kid died in the past. Dude, why would you get out of the vent? What an idiot. Stay hidden in the vent. Hey.
Child.
Whatever you say.
Poor choice of words.
Time to go, Amon.
It's gone. They can like phase shift on their bikes. That's pretty sweet. Dang, destruction of property is just like not a thing anyone cares about in these movies.
You're murdering people.
How else do I find the child?
I can help you, but no more extrajudicial killings.
I don't need any help.
These guys are a international terrorist gang. Like, absolutely kill them.
Hey! Careful, dude. I almost hit you.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Me and you.
Roger that.
You're gonna throw down later. Got creative with it. Okay, Dr. Fate's so cool. Okay, that kid's dead. Yeah, super no way that kid is alive. There's no way anyone is alive after that crash. Excuse me? Oh, okay. It's like, what?
Please don't.
Jesus Christ. Just yeets him.
Bring me the prisoner. I'll break his mind. You killed him, didn't you?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Probably could have caught him still.
He didn't make it.
Literally just witnessed a miracle. What? I said something stupid?
You guys should kiss.
Transform your molecular structure, grow 100 times your own size. You're an impossibility and the world still amazes you. I don't know, it's
Cute. You guys should date.
Found your calling. Hoping this is mine.
I like them together. They're cute.
Tell me how I get my son back.
Hopefully you don't.
Trusting us.
I don't like your kid. Your son kind of sucks. My brother in Christ.
They didn't have doors in your day.
Yeah.
Of course we did. That's how we entered rooms.
So you just break stuff for fun?
I've learned that in this modern world, we shouldn't hurt our prisoners. We should treat them with dignity, respect.
It seems like sarcasm.
Can either of you fly?
Of course.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Hey, he answered first. You didn't say he had to say the correct answer.
In the desert, I can show up!
Let's go.
I told you, stop killing people.
Because I saved them.
Well, that's why I waited until you were there. I got the information I needed. No one died. I did it your way.
He does have a point.
Kinda.
Here we go.
Yeah. Jeez. Black Adam's pretty strong. I wonder how strong, like, who would win this fight in the comics? Oh.
King must have had a really strong neck.
So maybe it's a good thing that you... I thought you blew him up. I was saying, I guess it's a good thing that they fought.
Life is short. You gotta hold on to what you love.
Hawkman, stop.
I hope you can be a team player.
I love teams.
That was sarcasm again, yes?
Very much so.
We move through the mine inch by inch until we find Amon.
This is where you come in.
Yeah, he's already gone. Yep. There's no way he's going inch by inch. Essentially, doing something mean to it. Do it, bitch. You can't just cut off the whole part of the song like that. Also, this is an interesting artist's choice given the recent barrage of anti-Semitism coming from Kanye.
Intergate killed my husband. I'm not letting him take my son too.
Not your son. Not your country.
That's... I get it to a certain extent. But also, this guy probably shouldn't get this crown.
They say when Hurut died, you wept like a baby.
Ooh. Probably shouldn't bring up his dead son. Oh yeah, they did have it wrong. Death is the only path to life. Hopefully it kills him. Dang it. Ooh. No one's gonna... Yeah, okay. He's an angry man. Dang, son. That probably should have killed everybody there.
But we need to get him to the medical bay.
Where is he shot?
It wasn't a bullet. It was me.
Yeah, you should probably be more aware of who you hurt.
Who's Hurut?
His son, I'm guessing. Seems the most obvious.
I tried to protect it. wasn't strong enough.
But he did become the champion? Yeah. Interesting.
But after the champion's many victories, the king went after what Hurut loved the most. Our family.
Oof. It's pretty solid casting. Dang. Ooh. Oh. Dang, his costume just materialized over him.
Khandaq needed a hero.
Is this him giving himself up?
I will speak the word my son gave me, and I will give up my power. And when I do, you must ensure I never speak it again.
Shazam.
Shazam.
Dang. Hey! I thought you quit Waller's team.
Waller sends her regards.
So is this... I feel like this doesn't quite line up with Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad's version of events. Because didn't she get reassigned from Waller's team? Oh. Oh yeah, death is the only path to life.
Thanks to this, I've lived longer than I could have ever hoped for. I've seen the world change in more ways than I could have imagined. I'm still a sentimental fool. And I don't want my friend to die.
Makes sense, yeah.
He kidnapped Amon on purpose because he knew that Teth Adam would kill him.
The wizards have their champion. Now we have ours.
What the heck?
And unleash hell on Earth.
Sabak.
Like the card game? This dude literally went to hell and is like reborn as a demon. Yo, I thought this thing was indestructible.
Not prepared to die.
Kind of is a similar type thing of Batman versus Superman. They're gonna have to awaken Black Adam again.
No matter what happens, he does not sit on that throne. Copy that.
We're on it.
It's us!
What? Like, if he sits down on it, what happens? Or is it just like more of a symbolic thing? Oh, giant axe.
That's for my cruiser.
He's doing a little bit of work. Oof. Oh, he's gonna 1v1 him.
No, 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 no. What are you doing?
Carter, for the first time in 100 years, when I look ahead, I see nothing.
No, Ken.
Dang.
Beautiful.
Wait, Ken.
Goodbye,
Ken!
my dear friend.
Ken!
Eyelashes stuck together.
There's no one that can defeat me.
Teth Adam, I know you can hear me. The battle your son was meant to fight is upon us. Now you are the only one who can defeat the demon champion.
Okay. Did he just do the be gone thought motion? Ugh. Has to get his mask off.
But fate does not make mistakes. Neither did your son.
He's a decent fighter just on his own. Okay. Get that mask off if you can. Say it. Ooh. Brother, why didn't you say it as soon as you had the mask off? Why did he let himself get hit? Is he not actually dead? Oof. What the frick?
He commands the legions of hell.
What?
With these hands, we build Khandaq. And with these hands, we will set it free.
Every time he talks, it like sounds like it's ADR. Like he's the least inspiring person possible. Again, with the hand thing, how is this like? It's like the what is it in Hunger Games? Like it somehow this hand motion inspires everybody.
Shazam.
Is he gonna rip his wings off? Crush him. Dang it. Oh, he's got a cape now. Updated costume. Ooh. You gotta kill him.
His ass.
I will beat your ass like a Cherokee drum. That's from Fast and the Furious. Might be from Hobbs and Shaw, technically, but... Also, why is this kid always riding his goddamn skateboard? Weirdly, it's so annoying. Yo, if I was one of those people, as soon as I saw that we were fighting, you know, demons from the underworld, I'd be like, nah, fam. I'm leaving.
But he is.
Ooh, there's that pipe through the back. Ugh.
I am Khandaq's true champion.
Oh.
I learned this trick from an old friend.
Shadow clone jutsu.
You can control it.
Yeah, don't do a giant explosion. Do a controlled electrocution. Oh yeah, well, just in case, get really high.
Tell him the man in black sent you.
Wow. Got the catchphrase right. Oh. He just ripped that guy in half.
See you around, old friend.
So what happens? It's just the helmet's just gone?
Just be careful. The kind of justice you dish out can darken your soul.
It's his darkness that lets him do what heroes like you cannot.
Okay, don't talk back to him, lady. There's no point. He's giving some useful advice of like maybe chill with the murdering people thing. That's the comic pose. He looks like Black Adam from the comics.
How does it feel?
Wrong.
He just leaves. Okay. Alright, swag. Get the symbolic meaning, but that was a piece of history you just broke. Archaeologists watching this just like, no!
Thank you, Ted Adam.
Perhaps that name is a little old-fashioned.
So what should we call you?
Black Adam. Yep. Boom. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum. This movie was alright. Not bad. Not an Oscar-worthy movie, for sure, but I had fun. Oh, here it comes. Does he, like, sleep? Or does he just, like, hang out in this temple forever?
Okay, Black Adam. My name is Amanda Waller. Khandaq is your prison now. You step 1 foot outside of it, you will not live to regret it.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Man, Soups must have been listening previously. Like, he was aware of this conversation.
since anyone's made the world this nervous.
Let's go. Let's go. You know Superman absolutely bodies Black Adam, right? Like, there's no way it's even close to a fair fight. Okay, that was a decent film. I actually kind of like that movie. There were parts of this movie that I really, really enjoyed, and parts of this movie that I didn't really enjoy that much at all. Things that I liked, the visuals. Visuals were impeccable. This movie is a very pretty looking movie, both in terms of just like the quality of everything, like all the costume design. All the actors look great in their costumes. The fight choreography, all that jazz, and then the special effects, especially, all of it looks great. Like, it looks fantastic. Like, it feels like they really took their time crafting those areas. And if that came because of a result of, like, you know, people are used to seeing Marvel superhero films, right? And they've kind of garnered a not so savory reputation in relation to the special effects and costume design and things like that. And a lot of that, I think, comes from trying to put out like 18 properties a year over the past couple years, especially, where they're putting out like 5 movies and like 8 shows and all these other things. And they've really stretched the special effects teams that they have really thin and not given them a ton of time to work on the projects. This movie looks like they really, really gave them the time necessary to make the movie and do the special effects right. Like, it looked really, really good. I think that's kind of been a trend from non-Marvel Studios, you know, superhero type stuff, right? Like the Amazing Spider-Man movies and a lot of the DC films have, like, you know, they may not be the most perfect films, but the special effects look impeccable. So yeah, it looked really, really good. The action sequences were dope. Really enjoyed those. Like, I feel like every fight in this movie was super cool to see, and very creative. Dr. Fate was dope. Pierce Brosnan was awesome. I liked Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. I wouldn't mind seeing more of him in future DC properties. Noah Centineo was kind of quirky and fun as Atom Smasher. And then the girl, what is her name? Frick. Quintessa Swindell. Quintessa Swindell as Cyclone. She was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed her chemistry with Noah Centineo's Atom Smasher. Thought they were kind of cute together, kind of quirky and fun. Wouldn't mind seeing more of that pairing in the future. And granted, a lot of the stuff that could be going forward from this movie might not ever happen because of the new leadership at DC. So very curious how all of this turns out from that. Things I didn't love. The kid, Amon. Every time that kid talked was annoying. Wasn't the biggest fan of hearing that kid speak. I don't know why. It felt like they were trying to go for the vibe of, what's his face? From, he was in the It movies and then he was in Shazam. Like, it felt like they were trying to go for that vibe a little bit. Like, play off the whole, you know, like, kid tries, like, to befriend a superhero and teach him the ways of superheroing. But I don't know why, but the kid was just annoying and it didn't help. I don't know why this bugs me, but the fact that he rode his stupid skateboard everywhere, like, I don't know why that's upsetting to me, but it like mildly annoyed me every time this kid was on screen. Part of it feels like it feels like they didn't lock down his dialogue early on. Like, they gave him half his dialogue, and half of his dialogue they didn't, like, tell him until they've already wrapped filming. So like, it feels like he was just in an ADR booth. Like he was just, you know, saying his dialogue. He doesn't, like, his dialogue didn't feel like, from a sound design aspect, it didn't feel like he was actually within the scene with everyone else. And my guess is, I don't know if this is accurate, but my guess is they didn't want his dialogue to come across as like where you can clearly tell what's ADR'd and what's not ADR'd. And so they just decided they were going to stick with one sound profile for how his voice sounds in the movie. And maybe it was just easier to make it sound like the ADR stuff instead of trying to make the ADR stuff sound like the actual sound from the set. I don't know. But the end result is all of that kid's dialogue sounds like he is not in the scene with anyone else, and he's purely talking from an ADR perspective. Like he sounded dubbed over the whole movie, and it was weird, and his dialogue was weird, and his skateboard was weird, and the whole hand thing was weird. Like, I don't know, I don't get how that's inspiring at all. That almost feels like they tried to take a page from Wakanda Forever, and how, you know, like an entire culture of people and around the world, people were like, yeah, like Black Panther, like Wakanda Forever, like people were, that was something that could inspire people and connect people. And then they were like, ooh, what if this fictional nation had a similar thing, but instead they form a triangle? And it's like, okay. That didn't really work. I enjoyed not the mom, but her brother. I thought he was funny. But then the villain, like the overall villain of the film, the guy that played Sabak, he was weird. Like, I don't know if he was necessary for this film. You could kind of tell early on that this might go a Batman v Superman route, where like they fight for a little bit and then they have to come together to fight a different foe at the end. And you could kind of tell that from the trailers ahead of time. I almost think it would be a much more interesting story if the entire thing was like hinged around the concept of like, what right do the Justice Society have to come in and decide how things are going to go in this country? Like they played an interesting, like they had an interesting part where where the mom was like, you know, where have you been? Like like you say you're here to promote like peace in our country, but like we've been under control of this international gang for like years now, and you haven't deemed it necessary to show up. But now that we have someone of our own, like who can do stuff, now you think it's necessary to show up. And it's I thought that would have been a much more interesting thing to hinge the movie around, is like not necessarily make the Justice Society the bad guys. You know, maybe you don't make a bad guy in this movie. They could be the antagonists of the movie, but they might still be they could be the heroes, but have Black Adam be the protagonist, right? If that makes sense. And it could have made a pretty cool, interesting point on like, you know, Western relations and you know how sovereign should certain countries really be, and you know, what role does these Western superpowers play in world politics. And it would have been, in my opinion, very interesting, and I feel like they touched upon that, right? Like they showed the city or this nation kind of like rallying around Black Adam, and they made some commentary on like, yo, Justice Society, like get the frick out of here, like we don't need you here. And then they kind of just like moved on from that fairly quickly. I feel like the biggest aspect of contention in the movie was, I mean, to a certain extent, like, you know, we can't just kill people. Granted, he's killing international terrorists. So it's like, I'm fine with it. Like, I think most of the people that probably watched this movie were like, who cares if Black Adam kills these dudes? Like, we're arguably cheering for him to kill these dudes. Like, we're fine with it. Like, ease up, Hawkman. You're seeing this in a little too much of a black and white scenario. Like, there's room for gray here. Like, I think he was a little too hard on for that, but overall, I mean, he has the right mentality of like, hey man, like maybe you don't have to kill everybody. Like, if you have to kill them, like if it's a situation where the only choice is killing them, I guess sure, that's fine. But like, you don't have to like go first choice kill them, right? Like, I get that part. And then some of the dialogue and editing choices in this movie were really weird. like some of the dialogue, especially for the side characters and for Black Adam himself, kind of felt like cheesy and one note. And that's not a huge deal. Like, I don't really mind that much. At the end of the day, it's not this isn't going to win an Oscar. It wasn't made to try and win an Oscar, right? Like, it's supposed to be a dope movie, right? But it's not. You're not expecting Oscar-worthy monologues from this movie, so to speak. But then some of the editing choices were really weird. I called it out during the reaction, but the moment, which I liked what she was saying, but the way it was put onto the screen was so weird. When the mom is talking to them about, like, you know, we've been under occupation for how long and where were you? It's literally just like 2 minutes of a character talking. Like, it's a conversation between her and various other characters, right? But it's not like other characters, they weren't chiming in left and right. It was mainly just her talking. But they decided that they were just gonna cut to like 19 different angles every 4 seconds of this like minute and a half scene. So like this literal like 1 to 2 minute dialogue scene has like 30 cuts in it, and it's like, why? Like, who decided this? Like, why would you do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's just I don't know. Like, that was weird and frustrating, and I don't know. Like, a lot of the writing and dialogue and editing choices in this movie were really suspect, and makes the, like, it brings the quality of the films down severely. Like, it's not a good movie, but it's a fun movie. Like, I had fun watching it. Like, the parts that I thought were cool were enough to make me enjoy watching it. You know, if this movie's on TV, if I'm ever just casually watching TV again, which, you know, cable TV is kind of going by the wayside in this day and age, but you know, this is the type of movie that used to just like randomly play on like ABC or FX or something, where you would just see it on TV as you're flipping through the channels, and you'll be like, all right, I'll watch this. You know, this isn't the movie, I think, that you're buying on Blu-ray because you love it so much. Like no one's ride or die for this movie. But it's, I mean, maybe in like 5-10 years people might look back and be like, hey, this movie's weirdly underrated. I feel like there's certain movies here and there where people are like, hey, that was actually kind of a dope movie. And I feel like this is the type of movie that would fit perfectly into that space of like, if you see it on TV, like, yeah, you'll sit down and watch it. You're not gonna seek this movie out, so to speak. But if it's on TV, heck yeah, I'll watch it. It was fun. Like, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed watching it. Again, the action sequences were dope. And it's visually a solid movie. You know, the story and dialogue don't necessarily bring their weight, but, you know, that's okay. I think overall I'd probably rate this movie like a 7, maybe 6.5, 7 out of 10. Definitely not a bad movie by any means. The reviews I saw of people saying this movie is awful, it's not awful. This is not a bad movie. But but it's definitely not a good movie. It's a fun movie. It is a fun movie that is okay in quality. And I think that's all right at the end of the day, right? Now, I'm very curious about what this means for the future of the DC, because I around the time this movie came out, there was a lot of talk about what's going on in the future of DC, and The Rock's role in it, because it kind of seemed like The Rock was like spearheading the future of this movie franchise, so to speak. And then Henry Cavill came back, and there's all these stories of like how Warner Brothers and DC executives didn't want Henry Cavill back, and then The Rock like went around them and did it anyway, and then Warner Brothers like signed Henry Cavill to a contract or something, and he put out a thing on Instagram that was like, hey, I'm back as Superman, like this is a real thing, like I'm here. And then he left The Witcher. Who knows if that was connected to this, or if maybe it really truly boiled down to just like not jiving with what they were doing in terms of writing for season 4 and beyond. But if he left The Witcher because he's back as Superman, that would be very interesting, because after, from this point the movie came out to now, so much stuff has changed at DC, right? Like James Gunn and Peter Safran have been named like co-CEOs, or not CEOs, but co-head of DC Studios, essentially. So they're like Kevin Feige of DC now, and like, so their plan going forward is what's going to happen. And then there's been tons of articles that have come out recently about different movies being canceled. Like Wonder Woman 3 got canceled, like weirdly, bless up to that, like gang. Wonder Woman 1 was incredible, loved that movie. Wonder Woman 2, one of the worst superhero movies to ever be made. Like that movie's awful. Gal Gadot, not a good actress. There's rumors that there was going to be a Man of Steel 2, and now it's not going to happen now that James Gunn is in charge. And there's like weirdly this Twitter beef between James Gunn and some random like right-wing YouTuber, where he is like making up rumors that James Gunn doesn't like Henry Cavill, and James Gunn shut that down. And it's just like there's so much stuff going on. We still have like the Flash movie. Aquaman 2 is coming out. There was a story about Aquaman, like Jason Momoa stepping down as Aquaman and being recast as Lobo. Like it's so hard to keep up with the possible storylines that are coming from this. Like, and who knows once the dust settles how this goes, but I'm very curious to see how the DC universe is going to turn out, because I feel like they just have to clean slate, like wipe everything off the board and then start over. And I know a lot of people want people like Henry Cavill to be back. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. Like people, I wouldn't mind if we got more Henry Cavill Superman stories. People want him to be back. People want Ben Affleck to be back as Batman. I thought he was pretty solid in that role. But I think the thing people are missing is that if they're essentially trying to start the MCU, like the DC version of the MCU, you can't, like, if you want these people to be playing these characters for 10 years, like how it went in the MCU, like with these Marvel characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Hawkeye, friggin' Black Widow, like the main 6 Avengers, they were essentially in those roles for like 10 years, 10 plus years, and that's kind of the expectation when you're cast in these films, is that you're gonna be willing to play these characters for anywhere from 5 to 20 years, right? Like, I think that's the longest we've seen was like Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart with Wolverine and Professor X. They were I think what combined like 20 years, and Hugh Jackman's gonna be in Deadpool 3 now, so like that'll be like 24 years that he's been Wolverine. And so the expectation when you cast these people is that they're gonna be willing to like be in this role for a long time. And as much as we like these characters, they've kind of already been in the role for 5 to 10 years. Like, I think Man of Steel was in 2013 or something. That's almost 10 years from now, or 10 years ago. And so if you're going to be essentially, you know, starting over and rebooting the DC universe to create this, like, collective, like, connective storyline, right? That can essentially be the multiple phase project that the MCU has been. I feel like you can't have any returning actors. You kind of have to clean slate, wipe everything, recast people, and go from there. And an unfortunate byproduct of that is losing the actors that we kind of love in these roles. But I think James Gunn is a solid filmmaker, and I think his DC property stuff is a lot better than most of his Marvel stuff. Like, it's tough because I enjoyed The Suicide Squad. I thought that was a solid movie. I really liked Peacemaker. Peacemaker was solid. I liked Guardians of the Holiday Special. I liked half of each of Guardians 1 and 2. So I'm just very curious to see what happens going forward, but I think James Gunn is a solid choice. And he's a huge comics nerd, huge DC comics nerd as well. So I kind of trust, you know, I think that's one thing. I think one thing that the DC universe has kind of been missing over the last 5-10 years is just one solid vision. Like, weirdly, they had that with Zack Snyder. You say what you want about what Zack Snyder and his films, whether you're for them or against them. You know, I've generally liked the stuff that Zack Snyder's put out within the DC universe. Like, that's fine, but I also think the Zack Snyder cultists on like Twitter and everywhere else are super annoying. But like with him, they had a solid vision, just like a singular path going forward of what the DC universe was going to be. And then they shifted away from that, and now there's like 1,000 voices from 85 different directions trying to cultivate something out of the mess of the Justice League funeral pyre that was the theatrical release of that movie. And I think, for better or for worse, you need to clean slate, wipe it away, and start over with one singular path forward. Like, the MCU has worked fantastically because of that. It has been, you know, a singular chosen path. You know, they've not necessarily planned everything from the beginning, but they have planning sessions and they cultivate the future. And it's not 1,000 different voices trying to change the direction. So yeah, I don't know. However the future of the DC universe unfolds, I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to be watching it. Hopefully you guys stick around on my channel for that. But I think that's all I got to say. Again, thought this movie was pretty decent. Not an Oscar-worthy movie by any means, but it was fun. And I wouldn't mind watching it again if I saw it on TV. But let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this movie. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Definitely let me know. But then if you enjoyed my reaction, leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, or you just want to support me in general, consider checking out my Patreon that is linked in the description below. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.